I have to ask about this. That you were in front of the camera was in the 1986 film Howard the Duck. Was was that just an audition thing, like through your agent that you got when you were doing
Yeah,
acting?
yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. Yeah, my agent said, "Oh, because I don't know why they thought of me for that, but yeah, they. So I had to learn to ride a 1950 Panhead Harley to do that. Of course, I'd never been on a motorcycle, but you never tell anybody that. So yeah, I can do that. I have plumber friends. Plumbers all have motorcycles. So I got around the block a couple of times, and then I did the audition. I went up and down a driveway and got off the darn thing. Thank God. And then the night of the shoot, I, just about chipped over. And after the first time around the block, they hooked the bike up to a truck. Now the puppet's coming in, so they want reactions, point of views from the biker chick to the puppet to the biker chick. So I got to do that. It was really fun. It was one of the worst movies in the world, I guess. I mean, I think I don't think it'll ever come back as a cult piece, but the puppet was kind of apparently not my critique, but I guess the puppet wasn't up to speed, and things changed so drastically, so puppets just, everything changed. Everything has changed so drastically in the three-dimensional world on film. It's all digital now. It's very different.
Yeah.
Wonderful, but very different. I think people are going to, I do think there's going to be a revival to some extent of three-dimensional hands-on creatures and critters. They have to be well made. They have to be well animated. I think people are going to get a sense. They'll understand the difference between a tactile and a I don't say AI or a digital. I mean, Pixar, and all those movies are so amazing. You see the hair ripple on, the creatures and everything. They're not real puppets. They're digital. What do you want to call it? I do know that when I did all my corporate work after Jedi, I went back to my corporate work. People, just older people, not so much the younger people, well, kids, but the middle age, not so much. But the older people, they got such a kick out of seeing three-dimensional things come up to them and touch them and shake their hand and wow, what's that? It's a real creature. So I think that something that in the right setting could be very beneficial, to kids and adults.
Yeah. No, I agree. I love seeing when puppets are interacting with people. I think it's like a magic thing, It's when you know that it's a real puppet interacting with a real person. To me, that's engaging. That's what I want to see,
Right. There's a suspension of belief, obviously, depending on the skill of the puppeteer and how engaged the audience or the individual is with the dialogue and what's going on. But yeah, of course, kids can suspend immediately. They're pretty cool. They're fun.
Yeah.
But it's not going to be my generation, if you will, but maybe a younger generation will come in and there'll be TV shows and things that'll go back to that old format because there's something so hokey fun about it,
Yeah.
What was it, the Teletubbies? Those are real people in costumes, weren't they? Those are so cute.
Yeah. Yeah.